I gotta be honest with you guys. With everything that has been happening recently with the Russian invasion of my country, Ukraine, really haven't had a lot of motivation to continue releasing my regular travel videos. The adventures where I go out hiking, traveling to new places, making new friends. All of that has kind of been pushed to the side, and a lot of my energy has been devoted to creating content about this crisis that is unfolding in front of our very eyes, about pouring my energy into organizing rallies in support of humanitarian aid for Ukraine, and really just trying to keep myself sane during this difficult time. I have a lot of old videos that I want to share, some that I've been sitting on for weeks, months, maybe even years, and they will be published someday. But not today. But life goes on. If we stopped living our lives at the moment of any difficulty, and trust me, it is quite difficult now in these times, we would get nowhere. Every one of us has it within our powers to do what we need to do to support each other, no matter the circumstances. Humans are very resilient. And as you may have witnessed over the past 2-3 weeks, the Ukrainians are very resilient. Working together with a few close friends and family members, I was able to organize a few rallies, and we're actually having one coming up very soon to support Ukraine and to get funds to send for humanitarian aid. And I'm really thankful to everybody that has been supporting us, really heartened by all the support that really the entire world has been showing us. At one of our events, we raised over $3,800 and more than 100 people turned out. People brought their own flags, their posters. Some people weren't even Ukrainian, they just literally wanted to stop by and show their support, that they stand with us. The world stands with Ukraine. Doesn't matter whether it's the war in Syria, the war in Afghanistan, or the war in Ukraine, humans come together during moments of crisis. So one of the interesting folks that I met during our event was a former US veteran, Lauren Bookmeyer, who lives here in Northwest Indiana. When I talked to Lauren, he told me about a nonprofit that he literally just organized with a few of his family members and friends, the Humankind Fund, to be able to go on a humanitarian mission to support refugees in neighboring countries of Ukraine. His mission is basically to use his military experience to procure supplies and deliver them to the refugees facing this moment of crisis. I'll be dropping a link down below in the description to an article about him and his mission, and also a link to their nonprofit, so if any of you want to volunteer, you can reach out to them directly. For my American viewers, Ukraine is the largest country in Europe. It's a bit smaller than Texas, but has a population several million more than California, which is one of the most populous US states. This has been one of the largest refugee crises since World War II. Over 2.5 million Ukrainians have fled their country, and as many as 2 million are now internally displaced within Ukraine themselves, including a few of my close family members and friends. To quote Lauren, "In the worst of conditions, you find the best in humanity." Last I heard from him, he told me that he was on the ground in Slovakia working with local government officials to figure out a way to help the local refugee camps there. For reference, Slovakia is a small country. It is a little over half the size of Indiana, but they have taken over 195,000 refugees as of this week in March. That's more than 3.5% of their population in just over 2 weeks. But not everybody has the ability or even the desire to leave. Because why should they? This is our land. This is their home. If everyone leaves the cities, then there won't be a point to defend them. They'll just be completely ruined and destroyed, many of which are already. A lot of the cities along the border with Russia have been totally destroyed off the map, and they're still burning, and there's still people trapped in rubble, and it's a massive crisis. More civilians have been killed over the past 3 weeks than military officials and soldiers, so it really is a huge crisis of massive proportions. Tomorrow I'm actually going to be going to an event here in Northwest Indiana where there will be a few speakers, and our 2 senators will be there as well. My sister's actually giving a speech, so that was very cool that she got invited. I'm going to try to film it and record it. I'm not sure if it'll go in the next video that I have. So what's next for me? I'm going to continue making these updates here and there. I have a few Ukraine-related videos that I also want to share and create. For those of you that don't know, I traveled quite extensively across Ukraine over the past few years, and I visited a lot of really beautiful places. And I still have a lot of old content that I can kind of rehash and re-upload, and I really want to share it in new light with a new purpose as well. If any of you guys want to check out the old content playlists that I filmed back in Ukraine, I'm going to be linking them down below as well. But at the same time, I'll also be proceeding with occasionally releasing my older content. I just ask for your patience while I get everything situated. I still work a full-time job and YouTube isn't exactly paying my bills. I also created a second YouTube channel for those of you that are interested. I'll be linking it down below. I've been posting a lot of random videos here, a lot of walking videos, kind of more unedited shots or unreleased videos really. So if you guys are interested, I'll link it down below. But I look forward to talking to you all very soon. I wanted to thank you again for tuning in and commenting and subscribing, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video.